And if the power go out nationwide, I feel bad for some of y'all. For real. And not because y'all situation bad, but because my situation bad. Yeah, I don't keep a month worth of food. I don't got none of that. I don't got no canned goods. I got a few water bottles. So some of y'all gonna be hearing, come on out. Come on out. It's just me. It's just little. And that third time, it's gonna be some knocking. It's gonna be some real. I come on out, bro. I need that, bro. I need that. Put the peanut butter in the bag. And if the power go out nationwide, I feel bad for some of y'all. For real. And not because y'all situation bad, but because my situation bad. Yeah, I don't keep a month worth of food. I don't got none of that. I don't got no canned goods. I got a few water bottles. So some of y'all gonna be hearing, come on out. Come on out. It's just me. It's just little. And that third time, it's gonna be some knocking. It's gonna be some real. I come on out, bro. I need that, bro. I need that. Put the peanut butter in the bag. Give me power go out nation.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, rule web, and a great example to his younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing this edifying lesson. And I'm going to get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 21. It say, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no ever shall be. And we getting ready to come into the worst time ever on the face of the earth, man. Worse than slavery, worse than all the sieges that ever sieges. On the 7 AD siege, the siege of Babylon, all these different horrific things that happen is gonna be worse than the flood, worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. The times we worse than all the 10 plagues that befell ancient Egypt. The times we getting ready to come into are gonna be terrible, terrible times. And you seen what Jake was saying when shit started getting bad, you know. So week one the truck stopping, it's gonna be a lot of people gonna kill each other, you know, because they ain't got no food at home or they ain't got stocked up on food, you know. And this nigga saying what if it only go out for 2 weeks, you know, or a month, nigga already ready crash out. Hey, that's why the Lord say he gonna make a man more precious than fine gold, even than the golden wedge of Ophir. You know, every woman out there are gonna wish they had a man of the Lord soon. But we may get into that at the end, go to that precept, make a man more precious than fine gold. Because imagine what a nigga like that gonna do if you're a single mother. Or if you just single and you don't got no kids. You just got an apartment, you live in a Babylonian experience. You just out here, you know. Imagine what he gonna do when he knock on your door and a pretty lady come out. He ain't gonna just say put the peanut butter in the bag. He gonna say, you know what? Go back up in that motherfucker. And he gonna be right behind her. Might slap her with the gun, or whatever he do. And he gonna take that. What? The box, nigga. Don't get slow. That's what he gonna take. For all you women out there, that's what he gonna take. He gonna take that box. And that's why you gonna wish you had a man of the Lord. And you women ain't gonna want Pookie and Ray Ray in that day. And goddamn Jaquez and all these other names they give a nigga, man. And JoJo and Lil D or some crazy, dope boy. Goddamn, some crazy shit, you know. You ain't gonna want them in that day. You gonna want a man of the Lord. The same men who out there on them highways and hedges, with them dresses on, with them beards with no line up, you know, looking crazy, burning incense. That's who you gonna want. You know, because a nigga, hey, these niggas without the law, who don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, who don't keep the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Oh, when the power go out, they gonna be. See, the only thing that's keeping people in check and intact is because the fear of the authority, the fear of prison. Oh, but all that's gonna be taken away, man. Oh, it's gonna be a dog eat dog world out here. People gonna be able to do whatever they want. They gonna be able to act out their wildest imagination. They gonna be able to do whatever they want, and they ain't gonna have to suffer the consequences of going to jail for the rest of their life. And then they gonna be in the mindset, oh, it's survival of the fittest. Now I'm gonna trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know. So if a man like you and he see you, oh, this bitch look good, he gonna take that box. And if he don't like you, he gonna take what you got and might put you to death. You know. And if you ain't got nothing, if he hungry enough, he might eat you, man. You know. Hey, keep on playing at this bitch like it's a game. The Lord ain't got the prophets prophesying the downfall of this place all these years for nothing, going all the way back to Abba Bivens, man, to the 1970s when it really blew up. This doctrine, the doctrine of the One West started blowing up. But let's keep going because the times are here. You know, we in them times, man. Any day now, something crazy can happen, and it ain't no going back. Death, destruction, famine, pestilence, war, and that's already here. It's just gonna intensify on a level that we gonna be there, really gonna be there, and it ain't gonna be no normalcy no more. That time getting ready to come, man. The Lord is making short the time, man. You know, well, we got a couple. It can be anywhere between today to the next couple months. Our hair could be breaking loose, man. We can make it through this year, the beginning of next year, shit start getting crazy. You know, this the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. It say, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men and invading one another." There's gonna be sedition amongst men, fighting and invading, meaning what? Intruding in one's personal space, like they home, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and who are the kings and princes? The presidents, the mayors. They ain't gonna regard those people. Different politicians and shit like that. They ain't gonna regard the kings and their princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because it's gonna be martial law. How the old people over there in Gary and down, I don't know if the power back on yet. How they can go to the neighboring cities and towns around them and go get goods, even if they have to travel an hour away. They can still go out of town, and go and get provisions, so to speak. Take their gas jug, even if they have to travel 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45, 50 minutes away to another county or whatever, they can still do that. But imagine when they got all that shit blocked off, roadblocks and checkpoints and shit. So you got to stay in the little city that you in. They have military checkpoints or the little area that they put you in. Hey man, shit finna get real, hey, they test running everything. They getting the and the Lord got them on this mission. You know, they getting everything prepared to lock this bitch down, to cause chaos. Ordo app KO. That's on the that's a rule they go by. Order out of chaos. You know, verse 17 again, it say, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." So this his mindset before, he can't go to other cities. So imagine how some people gonna automatically, the power whack, I ain't got no food, everything. They just gonna automatically think, oh, I'm finna go take my neighbor shit. And then some people gonna be like, well, power, I can still go travel an hour or two away to get what I need. Have a little more sanity than certain people, so they'll be willing to travel and just go travel and spend enough money and get enough shit. And then but when they can't leave a city, they gonna be on the same type of time the nigga in the little Pookie and Ray Ray, that nigga on the beginning of the video, Taquan, some crazy shit, you know, Rashad, you know, was just on. They gonna get on that too. But guess what the men of the Lord gonna be doing? We gonna be trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We ain't gonna take nobody's shit. We ain't gonna need to do that. The Lord gonna provide for us. Now, if we stumble across some food, that's gonna be a different story. But we ain't gonna be robbing people. We ain't gonna be looting in stores. We ain't gonna be doing the things that thieves. We ain't gonna be eating anything and everything. No, we gonna keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Still, man, even in that day, in that time, you know, our light gonna be shining before men. People gonna be wilding out, and the men of the Lord gonna be calm, cool, and collected, man. You know, that's what's gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. And that's why we always say, hey, you ain't gonna want just any man. And when the scriptures say seven women shall take hold of one man, saying we'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, they ain't gonna be just talking. Just ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna be looking for no goddamn soldier nigga, no police officer, no bodybuilder, no athlete. The top boxer, UFC. For that, they ain't gonna be looking for the best archer, nigga shooting bow and arrows and Glocks and no, they ain't gonna be looking for them. They gonna be looking for the men of the Lord, because that's where the true protection and provision gonna be found. The mighty men in that day gonna cry bitterly. It ain't say the men of the Lord gonna cry bitterly. It say the mighty men gonna cry bitterly. You know, the men of the Lord, we gonna be like, we told you, though, motherfuckers. Y'all thought the Lord was playing, and that's how we gonna be in that day. Y'all thought the Lord was playing. Y'all thought we were crazy, man. But the Lord was speaking to y'all through us. And we ain't gonna say that to you, but you gonna know. You gonna see. Matter of fact, let me keep going in this, and I got another precept. Verse 18 to say, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." You heard what he said. He said he's gonna knock on the door. Toot, 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 toot. Hey, he said, it's just me. Hey, shit, y'all already know what time it is. He said he gonna knock again. Doo 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 doo. Hey man, just come on out and put the peanut butter in the bag. You know, they gonna be ready to kill you over some peanut butter and jelly, man. And ain't gonna be no bread, cause that shit gonna spoil. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to make bread, you ain't gonna have no bread in that day. So you just gonna be eating meat, vegetables, fruit. If you come across it or whatever, ain't gonna be no goddamn hamburger. Cause the bread gonna be spoiled unless you have flour and you know how to make cakes. And when I mean cakes, I'm talking about bread from scratch. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. I don't even know how to do that, man. I'm trusting the Lord, man. Shit, the Lord gonna take care of us. We ain't. But you women out there, you should be, if you believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you should be practicing on, making, food from a little bit of nothing, learning how to make bread. Learning how to put, little small or what they call it, little small meals together that ain't, you know, like we in that time, so to speak. learning what to be, what you ain't got to, but you should be learning how to make bread and cook shit from scratch. You should be learning that, man. Learning about the different edible herbs and shit that's around us, around you. You can't teach the scripture. You should be learning something. Shit. For when that time come, you will have some knowledge on different things that could aid your husband or the man that the Lord put you with. If you're a true believer, the Lord gonna put you with a man of the Lord, a man that's allotted to be saved. One of the two. Either you gonna be with a man of the Lord, or help a man who believe, and just you gonna be with a man who's gonna be delivered. If you a elect sister, or the man you with gonna get put to death, and the Lord gonna put you with a man of the Lord. If you're a part of the Lord's elect. It say verse 19 again, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And these the times we coming into, man. He said put peanut butter in the bag, man. And on that third knock, what he say? I'm gonna on the third knock, I'm gonna be knocking, all right. Basically saying he gonna be busting, shooting at you, man. Gonna shoot the door down and come take that, kill you. Basically what he just said, you know. And we ain't gonna do nothing like that. We ain't gonna be doing that, man. We gonna be trusting in the Lord, and the Lord gonna be providing for us. You know. Now, if we like we say, we believe a lot of these preppers prepping up shit. Hey, the Lord gonna have us stumbling across different bunkers and different food, and angels bringing us there. We ain't gonna. Hey, the Lord fed uh uh Israel and wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, man. You know, manna from heaven, quail. You know, I get that later. Let me get it real quick before I forget. What the fuck going on, man? I just wanted to pull it up before I forget it. This the book of Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16, because that's what the Lord finna do. Matter of fact, let me go back to second Ezra. Because hey, the Lord getting ready to bring some severe judgment upon the nation of Israel. Back in second Ezra 15, I'm gonna jump back up to the top of it. Verse 1, it say, behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And I ain't been in the truth that long, but this little bit of time I've been in the truth from these last 8 years, guess what? The men that I know of, I'm talking about since I've been alive again, you know, the Lord been what? Warning you. So it's been 8 years. We ain't gonna speak on the years of the apostles and the elders. The Lord been warning for decades, man. Ages, damn near, you know, to repent and turn back to him. Of these things that we getting ready to live through right now, man. Everything is being prepared and put in strategically in place. And eventually the Lord just gonna say, that's enough. And it's gonna go down at this hole. When the Lord say that's enough, oh, it's gonna be some body dropping. We're gonna be talking about no earthquakes. No, it's gonna be people, normal everyday citizens around the world just slaughtering one another, man. It's gonna get real grimy out this bitch. And the Lord gonna open up the spiritual realm, you know. Hey, the animals gonna get activated. They gonna be turned up on some whole other crazy shit. So you gonna have wild beasts changing their places, man. You gonna have people killing one another, people breaking into people's shit, people getting chased by bears, chased by goddamn, whatever. It gonna get real out this bitch, man. It say, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. See, these the Lord's words we speaking unto you, man, not ours, man. You know, we just the messenger, man. Don't kill the messenger. Verse 2 is saying, cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. See, we don't need no new writings, no new revelations, so to speak. The Lord wrote these things down thousands of years ago, and now we in the time to where the Lord raised up his prophets to explain these things to you, man. The New Testament, the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, bringing it all together to get that full understanding, because there was a lot of stuff going on in the New Testament and different understanding that those Israelites back then they didn't understand. The prophets back then they ain't understand. They ain't know what a lot of the stuff they was reading about and seeing was talking about. They ain't know what the hell Babylon the Great was, man. They ain't know what Revelation. They ain't know what those things meant. And matter of fact, they ain't even get to see all that. That was something just John seen. You know, the different apostles, they ain't get the revelation. They wasn't reading. Apostle Paul. No, they wasn't reading the book of what was Apostle Paul? Maybe I doubt it. Maybe Apostle Paul did, but a lot of the different 12 they wasn't reading because he was the last one. You know, Apostle Paul probably didn't even. They wasn't reading Revelation. Revelation was a book that was for us, man. You know, to break down, to explain, to go through. You know, even all the New Testament, a lot of stuff written in the New Testament, they ain't understand it. They understood it, but they ain't understand it on the level that we understand it, because we at the end of all things now, man. Now it went full circle, and now it all makes sense. Within the time we living in. See, they was writing stuff for us now. The Lord had them writing things, putting things on paper for us now. The things that are written aforetime was written for our learning, man. You know, verse 3. It's like in verse 2, it's saying, cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. In verse 3, it say, fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And that's what we want in our people of, man. These things, the Lord is, a lot of these messages were strictly, I ain't gonna say strictly because it happened in that time too, but a lot of these messages and things that the Lord caused to happen were really for us to deliver this ultimate message one last time before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. You know? Now I ain't saying that these things didn't happen in the past. Yeah, they happened. But no, this time gonna be like no other. This the second death. See, before the sword, famine, death, and destruction, that's before the thermonuclear missiles, man. Chief of wild beasts, the scorpion, the Lord gonna be getting busy, man. And then to top it all off, thermonuclear destruction, man. Shit, I want to be on the Lord good side. And I'm finna wrap it up. It's getting late. I'm bullshitting. I need to be sleep. Uh, and I may make a part two in the morning. You know, with the same clip from the beginning. Just go at it a different way. This the book of Second Exodus. This the book of Second Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 40. It say, "Oh my people, hear my word and make you ready to the battle. and then those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Yeah, so hey, make yourself ready to the battle. A lot of these other camps, they ain't preparing their mind, they ain't preparing their congregation first and foremost for the times that ain't here. Oh, it's finna get real out here, man. Jake fashion shows and partying and dancing, daddy daughter days and all this old simple shit, and putting it on the internet for the congregation to see. Man, look, you better tighten up. You better gird up your goddamn loins like a man, man. We getting ready to see people die, man. You know, we getting ready to be beheaded, thrown into prisons. See people get raped, people get ate, people kill one another, man. We getting ready to see some shit that make a grown man cry. Never seen a man cry until you see a man die. You know, we gonna see some shit that gonna make a grown man, you know, cry bitterly. So with that, man, hey, lock the fuck in, man. Trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, call upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, because that's our only way out. And if we ain't part of the elect, we gonna be a part of those men that gonna cry thereby bitterly, man. And that's why you give diligence to make your call and election sure, you know, that the Lord protect you and be with you through these times, and that you be strong, that He be with you to strengthen you to overcome these things that's getting ready to come upon us, man. And you women, you better get your ass with a man of the Lord. You better be, all you women out there that listen and watch and follow us, y'all better be trying to get with brothers, man. Y'all should be the main one. Understand? Look, I know you can have multiple wives, but shit, I'm trying to get in where I fit in now before it get too late. That should be your mind. Why the fuck is that ain't your mindset? You know, what are you doing? Then when that time come, we gonna be looking at who the fuck is you? You know, nah, this type of shit. The Lord go, you know. But you should be doing that if you a single sister. You watch GMS, your ass should be looking for. You know, you should be shooting. You know, crossover fadeaway jumpers. You know, don't be like these bitches in this world. You know, you gotta talk to these. No, you should be coming at the men of the Lord like we kings already, cause you know who He is. If you truly believe or not, do what the fuck you want to do, man. We don't give a shit. You know, cause the Lord gonna protect His men. That's all we know. All right, you wanna wait till all hell break loose? Then, hey, may the Lord be with you. If you're a true believer, the Lord will be with you. But it'll be a wise thing to get with a brother now and feeling, you know, figuring these things out and getting up under a man's program. It shouldn't be no single sisters in Israel, man. You should be trying to figure out what the fuck you need to do and who you want. You better get to choosing, you know. But Lord wasn't this edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaka. That's double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, rule well, but a great example to his younger brothers in truth and peace and blessing to the whole elect. Shalom, Kwame Yashala, and the Bible, Shalom.